How's it going, fellas?
What's up?
We have an incredible gentleman for the show today. We are very lucky to have the founder of Interesting Engineering, which by the count as I go through looking at all the social profiles, has something close to 20 million followers.
Golly.
It is absolutely incredible. So, Hüseyin, welcome to the show and welcome to Making Chips.
Yeah, thanks so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, I'm just excited that there's that many people in the world interested in engineering. Like that gives me some hope, right?
100%.
It's kind of like engineering plus tech and science. We have an audience. They're not just engineers, but they're like people who love tech and science. Like you can find a housewife, accountant. They are all watching our videos and following us for inspiration. Yeah.
Well, we're inspired as well. So give us a little bit of your background and how you decided to start Interesting Engineering.
Of course. So I was born in Turkey, southeastern city of Turkey. It's called Gaziantep, and I studied high school all my life. I studied there, and my university as well. And I was studying electrical engineering. I'm an electrical engineer, but I just did electrical engineering for 3 months in UK at Jaguar, not more than that. But all my life I'm working with IE. So when I was studying engineering at my university days, my father was operating an internet coffee shop. I don't know. I'm sure you guys know. It's not much. It's not there much around nowadays, but it was very popular. Like those internet.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah. So we were owning one of these, and my father was operating it, and I was helping him in my free time, and I was studying at the same time. So it was really nice to play FIFA and the other games with the customers, and I was spending all my day like that. So yeah, I was playing games, but at some point, like I was also very interested in website and such. I learned some coding myself, and I created a simple blog for an internet coffee that time in 2011, and I created a Blogspot blog just to add some content I like as a note, not like a website. I even didn't know what a website is at that time. I didn't know what a traffic, what a follower that much, so such stuff. But after creating the website, interestingengineeringblogspot.com, I added some articles around the web. But those articles, the articles I liked, just I'm taking from them and putting my side. And I left the website for around 40 days, 50 days because of my university exams. And after like 40, 50 days, I came back and I opened the dashboard of Blogspot, and I noticed 1,000 people visiting the site every day. And they are coming to an article named the tallest buildings in the world. And there was an image comparing all the buildings. One of them was Burj Khalifa. I think it was around the time Burj Khalifa construction has been completed. So people were looking for it, and they were coming to Google search, and they were visiting my site. And that, after seeing that, I thought this can be something. I started researching, and my English was really very bad and that time. And I started to learn some stuff like Google AdSense, how to monetize content, how to increase these followers, number of these followers. And then I created a Facebook page. It was the time Facebook page were growing so fast. Just like now TikTok is growing now. Mm-hmm. It was for Facebook that time. And I was on that train, and I created the Facebook page, and this 1,000 people became 5,000, then 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. So people were visiting the site from the Facebook, from the search. And I started to read and learn more and applied for Google AdSense. It's the most basic way for a blogger to get the monetization for the website. So I think they accepted my application after 6 months something. But it was there. I got the monetization on, and my journey officially started. So I started to earn some income, like $100, $200 per month. It was really amazing. And with the Facebook page growth, these numbers became bigger and bigger and bigger. And there was no company. I had no bank accounts, nothing. And everything was under my father's name and bank account. He was suspicious about the things I'm doing. Like he was asking me, you don't do anything illegal, right? And such all the time.
Sure, that makes sense.
Then I graduated from university in 2013 June, and I was like a YouTube star. Everybody was talking about me at university. Everybody was saying that this guy is earning money when he's sleeping and such. I helped a lot to my friends. They created different pages, but none of them survived. It's also like passion and also like maybe understanding what's happening. Then in Turkey, I studied engineering. I was looking for a job because there's a Facebook page. There are some earnings, but I don't know what's this. Like it's just connected to Facebook and it can disappear one night. And I was planning to do my own job, engineering, and I looked for jobs and I couldn't find a proper job because everybody was asking me to complete my military service. It's compulsory in Turkey. So you need to do at least 6 months. And I had to go to military. And when I left for military, I gave everything to him. One of my friends at university was from Nigeria and he took over everything. There is no phone, no internet in the military. And for 2-3 months, I couldn't access internet, but I was calling him every day. It was like crazy time for me because I was the one checking Google Analytics every single day and 10 times, 20 times. And now I'm checking 0 time, that time.
Yeah.
So then I was able to use phone and also go outside at weekends using the internet cafe and such. Then after military, I went to UK. I worked as an engineer at Jaguar, but at this time, Facebook pages were growing very, very fast. Like there was a huge growth and my earnings skyrocketed. And I am calling my father, hey, like I need to come back and resign from this company and build a company there, like in Turkey, because otherwise it will be problem from the tax purposes and such. And there is no company. Everything is under his name.
This is a really interesting story. I can imagine you have a good paying job and deciding whether to go all in on your business or stick with that good paying job.
Yeah, it was a hard decision. And it's a big chance to be in UK and after military and doing engineering in one of the biggest companies. And it was like something not everybody can find. But I resigned and came back. I created my first company ever in my hometown. And I worked full time from home. And I hired a few people from Istanbul remote. And my journey as a founder started. And after just 1 week, Facebook banned all my page. Everything gone.
They banned your page?
Yes, everything gone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was, I don't know why that happened, but like after just 1 week from the foundation of the company, Facebook banned everything. The thing I was always scared of. And then I found someone, worked a lot on it and took it back. And then I continued my way. So from 2016 June to 2018 August, I was in Gaziantep in my hometown working remote. And then I moved to Istanbul, created an office, created a team. This time the page was growing at the site, but I wasn't a professional CEO at that time. I was a founder CEO. Like you found something, you create something, and you became CEO, and you have a lot of problems with human management skills, financial skills, and it's taking time. Still, you have a lot of issues. But then, like I worked with many people, fired, hired, like people resigned. Like I managed all of this. Just a guy from internet cafe, like doing all this stuff is really hard. And then now I'm in Istanbul. We have like 40 plus people in our team. We talk about engineering, science, innovation, health, military, anything related to engineering, daily basis. We have like big editorial team. And we have a video team as well. Those videos are being made with research, with licensing. A lot of stuff is going on. And we have more than 25 million followers on social media. And we are one of the biggest engineering community. But as I said at the beginning, we have a lot of audience, like not just like engineers are following us. Like there are a lot of people from different occupations. They are following us, like housewives, accountants, lawyers. They love tech and science, and we bring news to them. And we do it different formats. We have a podcast as well. We have we are on all of the social media channels and trying to grow everywhere. And we have a website, but we are mainly a tech publisher. We have engineering in our name, but we couldn't focus that engineering most of the time, and we focus mostly on the interesting part of our name. But recently, like we are building different stuff and we want to focus more on engineers. So we are creating a niche community now. We'll be creating content for mostly for engineers and creating the biggest engineering community online. And we have different products, subscription, and future events hopefully coming soon to create a place for engineers. But until now, it was all for everybody. But we will keep like informing people for tech and science. But our main purpose will be serving for engineers. And we have different distributed teams. Like we have an office in Istanbul, but we have a team in UK, USA, New York. We have sales team in New York, marketing and editorial heads in UK. We have an editorial team in India, some marketing members as well. And video, social media operations are all in Istanbul. Half of our team is remote, half of team is coming in to office in Istanbul. I do not remember anything about engineering, electrical engineering, but I really, I have, I was a successful student, but after IE, like creating IE at the Internet Cafe, I started to become a little bit like getting my notes decreased a little bit. But eventually I have just done a few months of work, like 5-6 months of work at Jaguar as an engineer. Other than that, I have no experience. But yeah, I'm very closely monitoring what's happening in the world. Where is it going? And there are a lot of engineers as well following us, and we are interviewing with them for our podcasts, for our articles, videos, and we can see where the world is going with this AI and such everywhere. It's not like a job for me. It's like more like passion. I like what I'm doing, but of course there are dynamics are changing. There are a lot of volatility happening in the world, like in the media space. Everybody becomes creator. Everybody is creating their own content. You ask, like most probably, I think you will ask about how the companies, how they should manage their social media or like content strategies. Sure. It's going a different direction. Every company is becoming also a content creator, in my opinion, because they have to show their products and services to people in an organic way. And they have to be on TikTok, they have to be on Instagram, everywhere where people are. So everything is changing. And with AI and such, it's easier for everybody to create content and serve it to people. But our focus is more like original content production and expert content creation, which will be differentiating us from AI. So that's what the direction we want to go. But also human interaction is one of the first thing we want to focus in the next few years, like creating in-person events, meeting with real people and creating content from the people to people. That's what we want to do in the future.
Wow.
I think it's incredible that you've been able to, you mentioned you've been able to attract a large audience of, whether it's attorneys or housewives or whatever, and we talk a lot in this industry about, exposing manufacturing and machining to a larger audience so that it can help fill the labor gap we have and all those types of things. Like what have you found what works to attract that kind of broader audience? Like we have a great audience with people in the industry that we, that our customers are in, right? Like, or that our audience is in, but we're kind of limited to that. Like what recommendations do you have to anybody listening to this that wants to help drive the message that this is an amazing industry doing amazing things? Like what type of content are we missing out on, you think?
So generally, like pure engineering and technical content is not interesting for everybody. Like, for example, like the drawings of the project planning, drawings of a car is not interesting for millions of people, many people. But when you build the actual car, it's interest of everybody. So for our case, like we are more like talking about the real applications of engineering and manufacturing. But we are not talking about the things going behind the formulas, the plannings, the drawings and such. So that's why like those are not interesting for most of the people. And that's why like we were able to build a big audience. But the future is actually what you guys do, in my opinion, because with the AI, everybody is able to create a content easily, and people can reach the content easily everywhere, and the just regular content is accessible to everybody. But when you have a community and create niche audiences, it's the future. So that means trust, because with AI also, the fact check is becoming a big problem because everybody's creating content, everybody is using AI, and you don't know if you can trust those people. So when you have an expert community and working a specific part, like specific category, so it's the future. So that's why like we are also like trying to change IE's direction. And also for the monetization purposes as well, like it's also another thing. As a business owner, I have to care about it, because when you have millions of people watching your videos, visiting your website, you are connected to Google and Facebook and other big monopolies a lot, because they control everything and they earn the most of the income. But they can just block you. They can just reduce your traffic, block your website, block your page and such. But when you have your own audience, when you have a trust relationship with people, and when you create audience engagement with those people, it's like the safest way to monetize what you do. And you can create high quality content as well. Like, for example, we are creating content, and we depend on Google traffic. And when they change something, we see very low traffic and our revenues are declining significantly. And we are not able to create high quality content because they don't show it on search. They show the content that's breaking, that's viral, that has virality potential. And those are bringing traffic. And when you do this, you are generating income. But if you have a like specific community, like just a niche community, and you can get, let's say, subscription revenue from them, you can create the best quality of content, and they are already paying it to you for that. So you don't need to trust Facebook or Google for this. So that's why, like, in my opinion, the future is niche content production and targeting niche audiences, which is what we want to focus in the future. But our current mission is like, we are creating a lot of content and we are inspiring people. They are even just a regular person without any engineering background is able to get inspired from our content, build something, and maybe it will be make the world better for humanity. I mean, like my passion is like spreading this science and engineering content, this interesting content I see and my team sees, to the people. So we love what we do, but in the long run, as I said, like niche communities are the future in an AI world.
That makes sense. I like your suggestion that people focus on the end product and the application of what that thing does, as opposed to the nitty-gritty details of the engineering. So in the case of a small, medium-sized manufacturing company, they could talk about, the end products, the industries that they're serving, how critical rockets are, airplanes or medical devices, and how they're saving lives or allowing exploration or whatever, and that they are a key part of that value stream, making that industry possible.
Or a bicycle pedal, right? I mean,
or a bicycle pedal. Yeah, it doesn't need to be
a fly fishing reel. I mean, all the things that get to those personal passions. I mean, that and building that awareness that it takes. Thank a machinist. to get those things there. That's interesting.
Most of people also love like seeing how things are manufactured. So we had a series, like we have a page called Craft Engineer. We are planning to create some content, just going factories and seeing how things are being manufactured. That's also interesting for many people. So I, as an engineer, I love watching how things are being made, but I believe most of people love it.
We should connect with you. You could send video teams into some of the manufacturing companies that we know.
Yeah,
for sure. Great.
Fascinating, incredible technology.
Yeah. So like companies, the manufacturing or engineering companies are looking ways to reach more audiences, especially if they are building consumer tech. They want to reach the general audience, not just engineers, but everybody's. But they want to explain their story. And storytelling is a different thing. Like they are doing it with press releases, and nobody reads press releases. It's just technical stuff. But they want to show it to people with its great storytelling. So currently we work with Siemens. Is okay like giving names? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Yeah. Siemens is big, isn't it? Big in the machining industry.
Yeah, Siemens is like showing up their like different startups they are investing, or they have digital twins and such. They're also showing them that such stuff. We work with ABB. We work with Microsoft. Microsoft showed a chip they made actually. I don't remember the name. It was
I saw that this morning.
Yeah,
a sponsored content piece from Microsoft about this AI chip, maybe, or something.
Yeah, it was so we work with them. Like the chip got like I think more than 20 million views. 20 million
That's
views.
Right. It was like a quantum computing chip.
Quantum computing chip. Yeah. It was something like that. I can take a look, but yeah, it's Majorana one, a quantum leap, Microsoft Majorana. So that video, for example, got like more than 20 million views. And everybody watched that. Like, I don't believe that Microsoft expected such a viewership for a chip, but we got that reach. For example, we visited Boeing's factory a few years ago in Seattle, and we made a video. So, for example, when you are a regular agency, advertising agency, you are just shooting the planes, going inside, shooting things, and talking with some people, and done, right? Like, it's an advertising video. So it doesn't attract many people, in my opinion. But what we did is we researched YouTube 10 years. For the last 10 years, we used some tools and saw what people like when they research about planes, what they watch. And then we created different ideas and offered them. And the first video we made was what happens when lightning strikes planes. So everybody wonders that. Every people is afraid of such situations. And this is storytelling. So we went there, we spoke with the engineers there who are in the lighting laboratory of Boeing. We did this Faraday cage and such stuff, animations. And then we did a very cool documentary with like it got I guess more than 50-60 million views on social media across different platforms, and it was a huge reach for Boeing. And then this recent stuff happened with them, but it was an amazing storytelling. So that's what we want to do actually, like with big brands, and they are coming for such stuff. But sometimes like we did in Turkey, like for example, a pasta manufacturing factory or brand is coming and hey, we want you to talk about this. So we are going shooting, and then we are also making the animations in-house and showing people how it works exactly, because we generally simplify the this engineering topics and show it to everybody. So a random person can understand with our storytelling. So
in that case, it's how pasta is made.
Yeah, we just explain how pasta is made in manufacturing, actually in industrial factories, and we also put like animations explaining and comparing the number of the pasta consumed by people, like making it more like storytelling and like a documentary style. And people love such stuff. How things manufacture. So this craft engineer is one of our page. We want to grow this year by visiting these factories again and showing how things are manufactured. So those are getting millions of views. But for your case, if you want to sell a machinery or something like that, like this is generally not right storytelling, because you can show your brand to people, but if you are trying to sell it, those people are not your target audience who will be actually buying that machine.
So if our target audience is people that own machine shops, precision machine shops.
Yeah.
And they want to kind of incorporate this into a lot of what you're saying. What I'm hearing you say is, maybe you find an instance where you can show you're making this part and then go upstream from that to it is the device that helps the airplane sustain a lightning strike. Is that
exactly?
And now you're going to get a lot broader audience of people that just are looking for like what happens to an airplane when it gets struck by lightning.
Yeah, if you put it into a storytelling, just a regular audience loves or want to know, it gets a lot of reach. So nowadays anymore, like in my opinion, like from the industry I'm seeing, companies are trying to create storytelling. They are having their own content creators. They are buying publishing companies, like big engineering firms are buying publishing companies to tell their stories more, like better way. Because they want to reach regular people in a way, like you take your very technical subject and the hardware or something and put into a very cool storytelling. And that's not easy, but if it's done well, it's reaching millions of people. It's all about storytelling. That's why like making an regular advertising video, putting it to TV or as a pre-roll on YouTube video or mid-roll, people just see it, but do not get interested. So there is no engagement. But when you do storytelling, it's memorable. Like people remember you all the time. So it's a better thing, obviously, for a brand.
So do you think any small to medium sized manufacturer should have a videographer on staff that is just constantly making, or someone that has the ability to shoot video, do editing, and turn it into a compelling story? Should that be someone they have on staff?
Definitely, in my opinion, because you need to have social media channels. Most probably, for example, your company, you have a lot of social media accounts, and those should be like it. They should speak a very clean. They should have a very clean design language, obviously, like branding, and you should put content, reels, videos, or like the story of your employees and such to your account and such. For example, we have also we are under a bigger like umbrella company, so we have a corporate Instagram account, corporate LinkedIn account, so where we publish about what's going on in our company internally. Like we go at camp, we shoot the videos, our employees like do some stuff at the camp, we talk about it in the Instagram channel, and it gets a lot of interactions. People love to know, like they want to see such stuff as well. So for a small medium size, like just a regular company, in my opinion, they should have one person, not many, just shooting, editing, and publishing on the accounts. Sometimes, like anymore, it's not like the number of followers. It came to a level that the storytelling and the content quality is more important. Like you can have just 1,000 followers, but you have a great content. It's reaching millions of people in just discovery part of TikTok or Instagram. You don't have to have millions of followers. That era ended. Of course, it's affecting that, but like just maybe on Facebook, I guess just 10% of your followers are seeing your content on the newsfeed, but the rest of the audience is non-followers, like people who are just seeing your content in the feed randomly based on their interests. So if you have like one person team with social media background and some video editing skills, and they post regular content, it will reach maybe millions of people. Sometimes just one of them got 100 million views. It happens.
That's fascinating. I know that we definitely, I see people in our industry that have a full-time social media person and they're just constantly making content, but usually it's, it's photos or, just social posts. But yeah, the idea that that everyone could or should have someone that's creating media content, videos. And do you think videos are really the primary format?
I believe so. I think the video is the most engaged content type nowadays. Like it will be in the future as well. But for the brands you were talking about, like they're just taking some pictures, posting. It's not the way to get audience interest, but it should be more like storytelling. Like you should be doing it in a very more engaging way, not just like playing photos, but more like storytelling, showing one person is doing something and just showing his work, or like one person is explaining the story of the company and just shooting him. This is the way to succeed on social.
Yeah. Yeah.
And LinkedIn is also the best platform for such companies like yours. LinkedIn is the best platform to reach audiences. Also, they brought the videos as well. Just last few months, like it hasn't, like they created Reels feed as well, like a few months ago. So you can see everybody is posting just videos on LinkedIn, but it's more like industrial and job related stuff. So your content might work there, and there are like a lot of customers you can reach as well.
Yeah, it's a vast network for sure. Huh. Well, it's definitely getting my mind working. This is
absolutely
interesting advice.
My wheels are turning.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, your shop is just ripe for really cool, interesting videos and then telling the story about the industries, customers you're serving, and the people behind, making the chips and all that stuff, right?
No, it's absolutely changing my opinion on like how we, maybe leverage some of that, because it's, we do some like most shops. I mean, I don't know that we're necessarily unique, but we do some really unique things, right? I mean, whether it's how you get oil and gas out of the ground, or something on a plane, or I mean, just kind of go down the list. If you look at the types of things we do, it's one thing to show the part we make. It's another thing to show how it helps accomplish getting oil out of the ground, or whatever that might be. That's pretty fascinating, really.
And showing your face might be also an option, like showing yourself, explaining.
That just scares people away.
People love to interact with people. Like they want to see a face. So for example, these platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, they want to interact with creators, not publishers. They clearly say this to us, that they want to just interact with content creators, individuals, faces, not like publishers. They cut all the relationship with publishers. So what we are trying to do is we even try to find some on-air artists to keep them as a part of our business, but it doesn't create that deep connection where a creator has with her audience.
So a couple questions. I want to just go down this a little bit more. So I've also heard that content that's maybe a little bit less polished and a little bit more just sort of real is better, more interesting. Maybe the algorithms like it better. So if a small manufacturer, let's say they make parts for agriculture that helps, plant or harvest food, right? So they could just take their cell phone, maybe with a gimbal or something that they can, film themselves and say, hey, I'm John, and here's Bob. He's making this part, and it goes into this combine, and then maybe get some stock footage of a combine going through the fields, edit that with some other stock footage of how the agriculture industry feeds so many million people, and just tying it back to this machinist on this machine making these parts that go and support feeding America. Like, would that be a type of video that you might suggest someone make? And it's 2 minutes long, has some text, obviously people need to figure out how to do that, but even AI can make lots of, make that easier. Is that kind of the idea here?
Definitely. Like, that's completely right from my experience as well. So real footage, amateur footage, is gaining more interaction. And I believe it's how TikTok grow, how TikTok has grown like this, because it's local content. Everybody was posting, and people want to see what's happening in the in the real world. Actually, they want to see the original thing. And also, it's also algorithm games. Algorithms are 100% blocking the reach of stock footage because you are using that stock footage, but somebody is also using the stock footage in the same platform. So they are restricting the reach because their algorithm knows that this is not original content. So the way algorithms work is they wanna show more like original content. So when you just post even the mix of stock footage, it doesn't get that much attention. When it comes to putting text and such, generally, if someone is speaking and you are just putting subtitles in a colorful way, is another tactic to gain some attraction. But on social, mainly, like for example, Facebook, people don't want to read or don't want to listen. Like they just want to watch. So there was a podcast, Collins and Samir and Mr. Beast and Mark Zuckerberg attended a few months ago. Mr. Beast says to Mark Zuckerberg that on Facebook, I saw something interesting that when I put my videos without any text and voice, it's getting more views because the audience on Facebook, they are there just to spend some time watching some engaging content. But when it comes to YouTube or maybe LinkedIn, people want to learn something. They want to see, watch, learn, read, and such. So that's working there a different way. So maybe you will see more subtitles and text speech on YouTube content compared to Instagram or Facebook content on social. But yeah, like the real footage you take your phone and show off to people is getting more attraction. 100%. And also, as I said, it's all algorithm games as well. Like algorithm just wants to show or like real content, original one.
Mm-hmm. So if you were, I mean, I'm sure hopefully our audience is getting ideas just like our brains are kind of spinning on this.
Yeah.
Where would you suggest they go to actually learn some actual lessons on how to make a quick, easy amateur video that's likely to get a bunch of views? I mean, go search YouTube or just search online or other tutorials or...
There are a lot of creators giving trainings and such for such stuff. There was a guy, Ness Daily, as far as I remember. He's really good at such stuff, and he had an academy previously, Ness Academy or something. He was teaching people such stuff. I also sent some of my team members to his courses as well, like to learn how he's doing this stuff. There are a lot of trainings on online courses about such stuff, but you need to just specifically like research Google and YouTube to find such stuff. But it will not happen just watching that and learning some stuff, but it's a long-term game and understanding your audience, understanding the platform. Different platforms work differently, and a content that works on, for example, for us, a content that works on TikTok works on Instagram as well, but doesn't work on YouTube Shorts, or vice versa. Works on YouTube Shorts. When we put it to Instagram, it doesn't work. So even it's the similar audience, like who love tech and science, but the expectations are different. Yeah. And that's why, as I said, like big companies are acquiring content creators, publishers, or they're directly working with influencers, content creators who can do this for them. It's complicated. And the AI is there. AI is creating everything, as you can see. And you need to flag, if you use AI content, you need to flag it when you are posting on social media, YouTube, Facebook, or like any other platform. You need to flag it as on the dashboard. Before uploading, you should accept that's AI. If you don't, and their systems detect, you will be banned from the platform. But but most of people will be using, and most probably AI, they would in the future, like maybe not now, but in the next 10 years, this platforms will not able to detect if this is AI or not. Like you said, like you work with an agricultural company and send your products there and start shooting stuff, but maybe in the 10 years, you can just enter the prompt and the exact same footage can be created. Right. Here, for example, on the podcast, our faces are here. So you just put your script and you just put your selfie and just talk a little bit, and it makes a podcast for you. So So there will be very minimal gap between original content and AI content. Like it will be hard to distinguish. It's at some point the platforms need to take action because otherwise everybody will create similar content. Everybody will create the same content, and there will be no difference. Like you can see the capacity of AI content creation tools like OpenAI, Sora, and those are just now. But think about 10 years later, 5 years, 10 years later. So you will not be able to distinguish from the original one. So there will be no meaning of content creation then. Like so, you need to have some boundaries and policies that blocks AI at some point and such as well.
Paul, the number one hurdle I think a lot of our industry would have to clear with this methodology is the real and or perceived, because I think it's both. Like I can't put pictures of my parts out there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't even think that's an important part of the storytelling.
I don't either.
Picture of the machine with coolant flying all over. You can't tell what it's actually doing.
Yeah,
sure.
And you're still telling the story that Bob is making this part that goes into this combine that makes, helps make food that feeds the country.
Right.
You're not needing to show the finished part.
Sure.
Because I know. I mean, when I've done shop tours and stuff, they're like, no, you can't film that. You can't film here. So we're like moving around the factory, not taking pictures of parts. But it can still be just as engaging because it's the storytelling. It's about the people doing it. It's about the process of the machine.
Yeah, it's the machine doing it. It's not necessarily the part itself. Yeah. Yeah. I see that being a big hurdle. People say, oh, I can't do that.
Right. Yeah. I just need to get a little creative. And this is great advice, and it's good advice about using AI and having to check the box. But, there's almost infinite amounts of stock video footage that you can go buy really cheap or even for free. So it's like if you're making a part that goes into a combine, go get a 10-second clip of a combine mowing through a field and just tag 3 seconds of that into your video that you took on your phone, and you can just do all that editing right on your phone. I mean, I've been doing that a ton. When I went with the NTMA to Europe, I shot a bunch of footage and I'm just using an app on my phone to piece in the little video clips, put some music over top of it or whatever. And 20 minutes later, you have a short video. So,
sure.
Yeah. So Hüseyin, this is fascinating. It
really is.
It went a little different than I was expecting, but I think it was just what our audience needed to hear because everyone's looking to get the word out about their business and why they're a great supplier and why companies should work with them. And they need to build an audience that, if a video they make goes viral and if 1 million people see it, lots of people are not going to be customers for them, but there will be enough of them that are somehow tangentially related. Like, oh, my friend is a buyer at this company and they send them to them. And then pretty soon they're getting inquiries, right?
Well, and again, don't underestimate the impact that this could have on our labor gap. Right. I mean,
that's
by
huge.
showing that we're integral to making a lot of cool stuff. Right. I mean, that can bring that back around to, oh, this is a cool career.
Yeah. That's maybe even just as important, if not more so. For attracting people.
I mean, I know. I mean, people doing this, they want to drive business to their companies. And I mean, that's critical as well.
Need people to make the parts.
Right. But just being able to even show people that, hey, come work for me and you can make really cool stuff that feeds America.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or makes a fly fishing reel that catches a fish. I mean, whatever that passion is that drove someone to look at that video, maybe drives people to the industry as well.
Hey guys, it's Nick, and I'm so excited about Machine Shop Mastery being part of MakingChips. So my good friend Paul Van Meter, he's been a partner, he's been a sponsor, he's been a friend, and he's been involved with MakingChips for a long time. And now his podcast that I love is part of our group. Here's why you should listen to it. Paul doesn't just run a software ERP company for machine shop leaders. Paul was a machine shop leader. He loves machine shop leaders. He's the one leading the charge to thank all the machinists out there for all the incredible work they do. And the best thing about him is he actually knows how to make their incredible work turn into an incredible business. So when you listen to Machine Shop Mastery, you're going to hear Paul and his guests talk about exactly what they've done to overcome their challenges and make their business successful. You're going to get those kind of like heart-wrenching stories that tell you what people have been through that you can resonate with, things that you can empathize with because you're a manufacturing leader too. So check out Machine Shop Mastery and learn how to master your machine shop, hosted by my good friend, Paul Van Meter, under the Making Chips Network.
All right. Well, Hüseyin, thank you so much for being on the show. Obviously, we don't need to ask you where people can find you. People can just look up Interesting Engineering and join the 25 million other people that are already doing that.
I mean, I even have myself like 125,000 followers just on LinkedIn. But even I created this with some content from IE, and I even didn't create myself. But anymore, people are really interested in such stuff. Like you don't have to create content just related to your factory, like your company, but just the things you like or like your involvement in different categories or like jobs and work. It's also getting attention. Like people want to really watch high quality content that gives something to them. So even it's machinery or different industry, if you explain things in a little bit different way, with more storytelling and knowing this kind of tricks, like how to use AI stocks or like your cameras and how to edit and such. So it's getting a lot of attention. I see most of the examples on LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, anybody can reach to me on LinkedIn. I'm an inbox zero. I will check everything.
Good for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of time, but yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, I'm just thinking here how we're going to wrap this up. I think it may go like this. If you employ some of Hüseyin's strategies and tactics, you can get more customers and more employees, so you can make more chips, because if you're not making chips,
you're not making money.
Bam.